Good morning, y'all. What is up, everybody? PJ here with another episode of my mini-series, How to Rule Call of Duty Black Ops. And this is episode 2, Summit. If you don't know what this mini-series is, basically, I will show you high-scoring gameplays on different maps, using and explaining fairly simple and straightforward tactics that I think that most players could have a fairly easy time replicating. So instead of trying to give you tips, but like some other commentators do, where pretty much everything they're doing is just based on their exceptional gun skill or something like that, I'm just going to show you things that I think you can take easily and try and put into your own gameplays. One thing about Summit is that it's a pretty small map, so it's one of the few maps where you can actually fairly easily hold either a 3 cap or a 2 cap on either A and B or B and C. In this video, I think you'll see that we hold an A and B 2 cap for the first half of the game, and then it switches over to B and C 2 cap with some instances of triple capping mixed in. So right now we're holding the A and B flags, and to me this is the slightly harder spawn trap to complete, because when you spawn near the C flag, you could go around by the C flag, you could come in this middle door where I am right now, which is the most common route, or you could go back around the back pathway. And one thing about when you hold this is that middle landing that I was just on the stairs is probably one of the best head glitch spots in the game. For those of you that don't know what head glitches are, basically you see entirely over a certain object, but when I'm up on the top of those steps looking down on you, I can pretty much only see the top of your head. I can't see your gun or anything like that. So it's I don't really have, if I'm at the top of the steps, I don't really have anything to shoot at, whereas you can see my entire body. So when you're holding the A and B flag, you can basically just patrol back and forth between this landing right here and then back over through this doorway by A, because you can catch people trying to come around the back way that came by the C flag. You're close enough to the A flag that if you hear that your team is losing A, you can easily get there, and you have a pretty strong advantage in the majority of your gunfights when you use the landing on the stairs, the file cabinet over by the door near A, or just like the railings on the stairs, the computer console, things like that. So basically, I just check the landing or the entryway up at the top of the steps, and then I look down the line of sight over by the C flag that's from the bottom of the steps, and then back over to the A flag, and can just go back and forth between that. And eventually, if you want to be more aggressive, you can start going out onto that little porch thing outside the glass windows, and start shooting people out there. Especially if you've been sitting near the stair landing for a while, people will start to suspect you'll be there, and then you can just get them from the other side. As is pretty customary for me in my videos, once I get the Blackbird up, I start getting much more aggressive and will push directly into their spawn. One flaw with that is that if you push really far into their spawn, it can actually throw off the spawns, because it won't allow them to spawn directly on top of you in a lot of cases, so you actually might be hurting yourself. So you want to be aggressive, but at the same time you don't want to be too aggressive. About here is the point that I think that we've taken C, and then they start spawning on the opposite side and they take over A, and we sort of just keep trading back between us having A and them having A. And to me, this is the easier spawn trap to hold, as I said before, because they're pretty much guaranteed to spawn behind this hut, I don't really know, control center or something that's in front of me here. And no matter which side they come out, it's very easy for you to pick them off if you just keep rotating like I am. And you can actually use some of these little huts and stuff, or not huts, little tables and snowmobile or whatever tractor thing as cover to protect your body when they're coming around after they spawn. Unfortunately, one problem with this is that when I want to remain this far away from their spawn to make sure that they can still spawn in that area, I happen to end up right on the A flag, so I'm just by chance going to capture it several times, and that's going to kind of screw up the spawns at times. So what you'll see me do is I'll push up, I'll pick them off as they're spawning, I'll take back A, and then I'll leave the spot for two reasons. One, because I want them to take A back, and also because I will go back to that filing cabinet I mentioned before, look up to the top of the steps, and start getting them because they're likely spawning on the other side. Usually the way it works out is that I've trapped them long enough that I have been able to get my blackbird off that A spawn trap, and at that point it doesn't really matter as much where they're spawning, as long as I know there's not very many spawns on this map because it's small, so as long as I know whether they're spawning on the A side or the C side, I can pretty much position myself accordingly. Unfortunately, this guide isn't quite as simple to follow as the Nuketown guide, but no map is really as simple to break down as Nuketown. But if you liked the video, leave a comment, thumbs up, whatever you want to do, and hopefully my strategies can help you improve at least a little bit. The final score of this game was 60-4, so thanks for watching. Goodbye.